Hello, everyone. This is Vincent with Smoky Nights. This is episode number 3. And in this week's podcast, we have HookahJohn as a special guest from HookahJohn.com. And we talked about the hookah industry and how it has changed over the years and all the haters that are out there in this week's episode. And if you ever enjoy or got inspired by any of our podcasts or learned anything that has impacted you, please go to iTunes, write a positive review, which will help us with our ratings. So we definitely appreciate it. And shout out to Sally from South Carolina, who was there at the HookahJohn headquarters, listening, hanging out, and smoking hookah. So let's get into the podcast. Welcome, everyone. We're here at the BDF podcast with HookahJohn here in Tustin, California. We have JP, we have Chemo, and we have HookahJohn. Say hello, everyone.
How's it going, you guys?
What's going on, HookahJohn? Super excited to be here, man.
Hey guys, thanks for stopping by. This is HookahJohn. You guys are at my location. Welcome, and thanks for doing. Thank you very much for stopping by and giving me the opportunity to do this on your podcast.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having us. We've seen you so much, all over YouTube and on Bar Rescue and all that, and I've watched your videos for quite some time, man, and I'm just glad. I don't know, when I saw you, I was like, oh, it's HookahJohn, man.
Nice. No, you guys did an excellent video entry for that contest that we had. It was really professional. I liked it. I liked the editing and the technical stuff that you did, and the content was really nice.
For sure.
So I appreciate you guys doing that and stopping by, and you guys have a nice vibe to you. Like, everyone's positive. The whole crew here is positive, which is great because that's what Hookah Smoke's supposed to be about.
That's what it's about, right? Bringing everybody together. That's what I always say.
Right.
That's how we kind of started our company. Like, when we were thinking, I was talking to South Carolina girl over there,
Right.
Hey.
Right.
And, she was like, yeah, I was thinking about starting a hookah bar, yada, yada. And I was like, yeah, we thought about that too. But we were broke. And so we were like, oh, let's just buy a few hookahs and cater.
Right.
And, but yeah, man, I'm glad that hookah does bring everybody together. And I just how did you get the name? I guess I'll start it off here with questions. I don't know, man. Like, I want to know about you.
If you don't mind, I can interview you too. I'm usually the one who's rambling on, and I don't have anyone interacting with me in most of the videos. But I could interview you because what I like, a lot of people already know me that are watching, but we will get to your questions. Cool. What I like is seeing other people who are doing something a little different in the industry as far as hookah. Yeah. So I've heard of people doing hookah catering before. People ask me, why don't I do it? Time consuming. It takes a certain type of company or group of guys to really do something. So hookah catering sounds pretty standard. You got a party at home. You don't feel like setting up hookahs, or you don't have the equipment. That's where you guys come in, I assume, right?
Yeah. I don't know if you guys want to hop in whenever. But yeah, we're actually a little different. We have a different twist on it. I don't know if you've seen, the BringTheFire.com website or anything like that. But
I've seen a little bit of it. Yeah.
So aside from doing private parties and weddings and stuff like that, which we love to do, because then I can cut my pineapples and make it all nice and all that. But we specialize in VIP hookah catering, where we actually take electronic hookahs, vapor hookahs. You're familiar with the square bowl. Yeah. And we take those to actually different nightclubs throughout OC, LA, and the IE.
Right.
And so now, this past week, actually, we hit a record of, we did 41 events for the week.
Really?
Yeah.
That is
this
amazing.
Past week, so.
That is sweet. 41 events in 1 week?
Yeah.
Then you guys must be doing good. I could see it with some of the, I think that's a great service if you promote it right. I mean, there's these high rollers out there who want to do something different at every party. You know what I mean? Like, where they have, some people want to bring in a chef that night. Not the typical. Most of our audience is younger guys. They know how to make their own hookah. Yeah. Everyone has they'll have a house party. People will bring their own hookahs or whatever. You come to my house, I usually have like 5 hookahs set up for the family and all that stuff. But let's say for people who aren't into hookah that want to do something different, they'll hire, a sushi chef. They'll hire a cigar rolling company. Yeah. Why not hire you guys to do some to bring hookah, explain it to people, set it all up? That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what we do. We cater to a lot of private parties like you. I think we ran into some of your friends at a private party.
yeah,
Scott
just
and Kim.
about a month ago.
Right,
Yeah.
those are
Yeah.
personal friends of mine. Those are not industry
Crazy, right?
friends.
Yeah.
Yes, I've
Yeah.
known those guys since high
Did she
school.
send you that picture she took of us?
No,
No?
I don't
Okay.
think so. But I,
Oh,
She was like, I
man.
gotta send this to HookahJohn. She took a picture. Of us,
nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
good people.
Small
Yeah.
world, man.
Yeah.
It is a small world.
So, yeah, so that's good. I'm glad that you guys are doing something positive for the industry, and we need more people like you guys doing stuff like that and doing something a little bit different, in a little more creative. Those people that were at that party,
Yeah.
most of them probably have never been to a hookah lounge or would even think about going to a hookah lounge.
Yeah, a lot of the times when we do cater a party, people will be like, "Wow, I didn't even know you can do this. I didn't know this existed." And I don't know. I guess to us, we're like, "What?" It's like natural to us. What do you mean you didn't know it existed? You know,
Never
heard of it.
order hookahs, we bring them to you. You know, but yes, I would say every party we've done, right, guys? Like,
Yeah.
they're always like, "Wow, I didn't know you guys exist."
Yeah, it's a good way for people to learn about, hookah's getting more and more popular as the years go on, and it's good that you guys are making it even more popular.
Cool.
So I appreciate that,
Thanks, man.
and I want to come out to one of your events one time if it's ever like open to the public.
Oh.
No, it
Of
is,
course.
yeah, because it's like nightclubs.
Is that
throughout,
nightclubs? Yeah.
Mhm.
All over. There's, I guess our favorite one, or one of mine, is Rooftop in downtown LA.
Right. Very
It's
nice.
called
Very nice
Fuego.
place.
So you're like you're overlooking the Staples Center
Uh-huh.
and everything, and
Yeah,
people
yeah.
are out there, in the fire pit smoking hookahs and just chilling, listening to music. It's
That's
really cool.
awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, you got to come out, man.
Yeah, I will. Let me know. Keep me posted on that.
So how'd you get the name HookahJohn?
Wow, we're gonna go back if you guys feel like it, like
Take it
almost-
way.
I've been
back.
watching
You're
your
right.
videos, man. I had like a HookahJohn marathon, man. I was like from 2000. I seen your 2011 videos, right? That's when you started making the videos.
Like 2008.
2008. Okay, I
Yeah.
didn't get that far back.
Yeah, so I started out with a company called it Chronic Hookah. I thought it was a catchy name. I can make a long story short. Some of the people in the community at the time thought that was kind of maybe a name that associated with the other Chronic stuff, and said, well, it's not really so nice that you put them together. We're trying to make it more positive. Not positive, but we just don't want to associate it with the drug use, which is, it is what it is. So I understand that. And so they wouldn't even say my name on certain forums, but they'd say John with CH. And so people just kept referring to me to John. And I think someone came up with, they just called me HookahJohn because of my reputation. I was still doing good with the old name. But I said, you know what? Everyone knows me as John with Chronic Hookah. Let's just call it HookahJohn. That's who I am.
That's cool.
That's
so it.
perfect. And I mean, HookahJohn. I mean, I checked out your website. Kareem said, "Hey, look, you gotta check out HookahJohn. Check out the website. You have tons of stuff on there. I bet primarily. I mean, what is your main focus? What is your focus with HookahJohn.com? What do you want to bring to the table?
Okay. What I want to bring to the table is more quality products. The issue with our industry right now with hookah is that they're mass producing so many products. Okay, how do I put it correctly? Let's say, for example, hookah came from the Middle East and they brought it to the U.S. Now, what they're doing is they think they're teaching us here in the U.S. what hookah is all about, when in fact it's the opposite. The diverse American crowd is actually contributing to making products. They're like, this is good, but why don't we try something cleaner like hoses, like this Narbish hose that's washable all the way through. That way, because I'm always getting flavor in my old crappy leather hose.
Yeah.
Okay, why don't we do something to where I avoid this? So they come up with that. Then people come up with bowls. Instead of making them in Egypt out of clay, which isn't bad, they're just boring bowls. They start making them out of ceramic or porcelain in China, which doesn't conduct heat too well. So we got someone in Tangiers, they started using American clay to make the funnel bowl. So now you have not only an aesthetically pleasing bowl, you have a functional design, and it actually performs better as far as heat retention. So we went with that and started changing bowls. Now I went on to making my own bowls. There's other company making bowls, and they're all using American clay. They're all made by hand in the U.S.
Yes.
So what we're doing is, what I like to do is promote products that are positive, not turn and burn products like, let's say, instant lighting coals.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
those have their purpose once in a while. If you're out camping, or if you're just on the go and you need a quick coal, fine. But when you're a hookah lounge and you're serving instant lighting coals, I
Yeah.
mean, it's like having a restaurant no, sending serving like microwave dinners. You know, why would you do that? I mean, people, lounges are a big problem in this country where they'll do as much as they can to cut costs. And it's like, if you had a restaurant, would you serve people the cheapest, most garbage food? No.
No.
Why do you do that when it comes to hookah? So there's a lot of great lounges out there that know to use coconut coals. Those are the best. Not every brand is the best, but we try to make ours with the best, cleanest materials. So cleanliness to me is the most important thing in hookah, and then you go with quality products. So again, I don't care I mean, we're all in it to make money, but you can do it with quality rather than just doing it with turn and burn garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that there's some hookah lounges where I live in the IE in Riverside, and when they bring out the hookah, I'm on lunch, I go smoke some hookah, and it's like this plastic hose the ones that expand, contracts and expand. I'm like, what is this?
The cheapest, most plastic hose that
Yes.
costs them like barely $1, and I've seen lounges actually reuse those things.
And it's dirty.
I mean, those are made to be used once or twice. Maybe at home using it by yourself,
Yeah.
fine. But why would you reuse a disposable hose in your lounge?
And
I
I'm
don't get-
sure they're disposable because they bring out the hose and it's dirty. It's dirty. I'm like,
Yeah,
kind of.
cleanliness is the first and most important thing when it comes to hookah. Cleaning pipes, changing water, obviously, washable hoses, obviously. I mean, there's places that I've seen dirty water in their hookahs in the back. It's like,
Oh,
I mean, do you have any respect for your clientele?
And
wow.
I think that's what us as a company, we've also prided ourselves in. And we get that in our reviews from our customers is that you guys always have clean tasting hookahs.
Right.
You know, it's because of that. You know, when we first started out, and, obviously we have our storages, and we made sure we steam clean everything. You
Right.
know, we really steam clean everything, and you're absolutely right. You know, you have to care about your customers. That's our
Right.
biggest thing. I don't want a customer saying, "Oh, I got this thing on my lip, and it was because I smoked their hookah." You know, and
Right.
it's like, and it's crazy though because we've had people, that, have copied what we do, and they don't last.
Yeah,
You know,
right.
because all of a sudden it's like, "Oh, dude, their hookahs are garbage. They taste like crap," or for whatever reason. But it's because they choose to neglect cleanliness, sanitation. All that plays a key factor, especially when it's like you don't want to have a quality product. You're trying to push a quality product, and you have it tasting like trash.
Right,
You know.
right.
So most definitely, yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. Yeah, that's a big thing out there that I hope that other hookah lounges would hear that and listen to that to take care of this market that's so that's growing and not put a bad name on it.
Right. Yeah. So I appreciate you. Like I said before, I appreciate you guys doing that. I feel like that's the most important thing. Keep hookah positive. Keep hookah clean. Because we have so many people against us, anyways, with all the government regulations.
Yeah.
There's this whole anti-smoking campaign. Fine. It's anti-vape. Fine. But somehow there's not enough anti-cigarette smoking out there, and cigarettes are not slowing down. I mean, because that's a bigger industry. They probably got their lobby. I don't know. I don't want to make accusations that aren't true, but think about how big the cigarette industry is.
Allegedly.
Why are they trying to crack down on hookah? They could. Let's keep it positive so that they don't have a reason to do it.
And the hookah just brings people together, like Kima was saying. It's just friends hanging out, smoking, enjoying, having a good time, and just shooting the shit. Just talking, having a good time. Well, most people that smoke cigarettes, I'm not saying smoking cigarettes is like the worst thing ever, but most of the time they associate drinking alcohol with smoking cigarettes. And it's far worse, I think, because it costs to other things, but it's just my opinion. Yeah, and so you're right, HookahJohn. You're absolutely right. It's better to have a positive image of hookah than a negative, because there's far worse things out there like alcohol.
Hey, I like my alcohol. No problem with that. Okay. And we're going to keep going. What I want to do right now is
Pausing
big.
for a selfie there.
No, I'm big on the social media, so I just want to show everyone what we're doing right now in the middle of the interview. So we got guys with Bring the Fire here.
Yeah.
All right. In the HookahJohn. We should call this a studio now. It's actually
Kind of is today, right?
the warehouse office, so we're just making some video. Just want to say shout out to everyone on HookahJohn Circle of Friends.
All right.
The guys from Bring the Fire are here and telling me about their business and doing a little interview with me. So I appreciate that. And we're going to continue on to what we've been doing. All right. I'll check back with these guys later, and we'll continue on with our podcast for you guys. All right.
And HookahJohn, who are you before HookahJohn? Like, what'd you do?
Seriously, man. Like, I want to know how you were like, I'm gonna be HookahJohn. Well, okay, you got the name HookahJohn, right?
Right.
But like when you decided I'm gonna plant my foot in the hookah industry, right? Because I mean, you're known all over, man. And everyone should know if they smoke some hookah who the heck HookahJohn is. But like, when did you decide? Like, all right, I'm planting my foot. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna rule. I'm gonna be one of the biggest distributor, right? I mean, basically, right? One of the biggest distributors in all of hookah.
Yeah, it appears that way. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but I'll take that. But yeah, there's a lot of big players out there that aren't as vocal as I am. But there's a lot of positive contributors to hookah. More so now after I got into it. When I started, there weren't that many companies, but there are some good companies that are out there.
When did you start?
2008.
2008.
There's some good companies out there that were doing it right, like Hookah Company, Hookah-Shisha. Tangiers is a company that started back then, which was totally different than anyone else. Even right around that time, maybe before 2005, Starbuzz hit the scene doing something different than everyone else did. So there's a lot of people. But to answer your question, what was I before? Man, for the 10 years before that, I was in the real estate and mortgage industry.
No.
And yeah, right about the time where I stopped, I was forced out, with the economy and the crash and whatever you call that time. That's way behind me, and I've since forgot it. I'd be smoking hookah every night and thinking, what am I going to do? Because my industry is crashing, and I'm going broke right now. What am I going to do? And I'm puffing away. I'm like, maybe I can do something with this. Yeah.
That's awesome. That really is awesome.
Yeah, because there wasn't that many opportunities. I mean, everyone was out of jobs. All the banks were closing and crashing that I was relying on. People were not buying houses anymore. And I'm like, great, everyone's down 10% this month, down 20%. I went to instantly down 99% overnight, and just had to eat through all my savings and just started getting into hookah. And that goes back to my point of, I thought maybe with my Middle Eastern background and being to the Middle East and seeing hookah, maybe I could educate the people here. What I learned along the way is I was actually gaining the education from the right people who were doing it here, and mostly from the hookah consumer, which is the regular, the hookah consumers here in the U.S. They were the ones who were saying, you know what, I don't like lounges because of this. I don't like these coals because of that. And I'm like, there's a market here. There are people that know what they want. They just need someone to bring it to them. And I just had the ambition to do it, to bring them what they want. I didn't want to go out and sell the same old garbage. Yeah. So I learned from them and then took it even further. Obviously, I'd bring what I brought in the real estate, which was good customer service. I mean, your customers who's putting money in your pocket. You have to appreciate that first. So you have to bring them
value,
the appreciation that they're pulling money out of their pocket and handing it to you. So you got to definitely appreciate that and respect that, be thankful for it, and see what you can do more than just the transaction. Have them come back again.
Well, like, you got customers here actually from South Carolina, man. Like, I walked in and
shout outs to South Carolina.
Woo!
Yeah,
they're HookahJohn Circle of Friends, as well, and
right.
They're like, hey, we seen you guys on the Circle of Friends. It was cool, like, seeing that, because it just goes to show what type of, I guess, person you are, or business person you are, because you're not just like money, but you're about the people.
Right, because I got to keep it lasting. Anybody can make a sale today to one person, right, and then forget about it.
Yeah.
But half of the orders that come in, first of all, every day I've got new customers, which is great and awesome. That's from my marketing and advertising and word of mouth. But the other half of the orders are just repeat customers who are just replenishing their hookah supplies at home.
Yeah.
So,
With-
and then yeah, and then also, I mean, we serve a lot of lounges too. There are a lot of good, positive lounges out there that feel the same way, and they want to grow this industry in a positive way, and they use the right products, and we help supply them with a lot of what they get.
And like you were saying, customer service goes a long way, especially with your background in mortgage. Like, what skills that you took from the mortgage industry, the real estate industry, what did you bring? What else did you bring over besides customer service?
Okay, finding the right opportunities. You know, there are lounges that were struggling, let's say, and they want to know why, and they'd say, well, okay, HookahJohn has this reputation. What can I do? And they'd ask me, from my experience, what they can do to improve their lounges. And I would tell them straight up, your lounge is failing because of this. Again, mainly cleanliness. Maybe change your hoses out, change your products out. You can't just keep serving hookah out of the same hoses all the time. They have to be cleaned. You know, instead of using, I don't want to get naming it to brand so much, but you're using this type of coal. Why don't you try this one, which is cleaner? You're using these Chinese bowls, let's say, that there's no thought put into making them, or the materials that are used to make them. Try these out. You will get a better performing hookah, and your customers will appreciate that. So you want the lounge to have regular customers, not somebody that comes in once and says, all right, yeah, it's great, I'm never coming back.
Yeah.
I mean, Sally, we're not going to name the name of the lounge, but she was telling me she was at a lounge here locally and said the customer service was terrible. She used to frequent them years ago, and they're all right, and they just went downhill. And when she came back after being gone for a year or two or whatever, they changed management. They put someone there who just didn't give a crap about the customer. So Sally's no longer going back to that lounge again. There's stuff like that. You have to learn to appreciate your customers and make them want to come back.
Yeah.
So I see a big thing. One word that stands out to me from you is quality. Quality product, quality customer service.
Right.
I see that it's key. It really is key, not just for a business, but I see it also. It shows who you are as a person. I think it really reflects. It's kind of like if I want to buy from somebody that I enjoy being around, as to opposed to, I don't care if this guy has a least expensive. I could go over here and smoke a hookah for $10, but their product and I don't even like the person.
Right.
Who wants to go to that type of environment? It's like, so it's what you're selling is quality, and that keeps standing out to me every time you talk, and I love that because it goes back to showing that, hey, we're not out here to put any quick slap together hookah for you guys. We're out here to show you guys the best quality product that is out on the market and the best quality customer service that we could provide to you to supply you with those type of products.
Yeah.
And I'm really, that's what I think I'm enjoying about this more, is that we want to put that out to people.
Right.
We're here to give you guys a quality product and give you quality service. So, again, we thank you for that, because like you said, it dies out. It dies out. People think about just making the extra dollar and they forget about that. Those are key factors.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's obvious that money drives us for a couple of reasons. One is survival. Obviously, you got to be making money. And two is you get greedy. There's nothing wrong with that. I will say that, money definitely drives me. And the more I make, the better off I am. But it comes down to quality products, quality service. I was just reading my phone real quick. My assistant forwarded me an email that of a customer who came in, and read it to you real quick. And this is his experience. It says, "You're awesome, ya zeleme," which means yum in Arabic, right? He goes, the hookah I bought works wonderfully, far better than the one I had. Thanks so much for your service and awesome products. Your staff was friendly and very professional. I will recommend my friends to you for future hookah products. And that's Joe, and he knows who he is. He'll be listening to this.
Nice.
It's stuff like that, the feedback that I get like that even drives me more.
Yeah.
Because as I'm growing, I also feel like I'm lacking. I can't respond so much or give the best service, but we still are doing it, and you can tell by the feedback that we're getting.
Yeah.
So
That's what I feel like. I know we keep going kind of in circles about like customer service and everything like that, but I feel I'm good. Yeah. I feel like that's what we were kind of, I guess, founded on. Like, I've known John for like 15 years, and VD, for like 10 years now, like a decade, and like we've always been, like, I guess, people oriented, so to say, or people persons, and so when we brought that to our catering and what we do, I feel like people appreciate it more and they like it more, versus just, like you say, selling a hookah or making that sell at the club, and then, all right, see you later when it's pickup time.
Yeah.
So it's helped us a lot, I think, and that's what we're founded on, is customer service.
Right, definitely. Like when you're in the doing the events, you take your business cards, and that's why you're so busy. You get 41 events, which is super impressive in 1 week. It's probably from passing out cards and word of mouth. And if I go to a party and I see a service, someone brought this guy, like simple stuff. Like I was at a birthday party and this guy brought a taco guy, right? Yeah. And I've been to a million parties, and they're always like, they're all right, they did their job. But that one guy who did who had the best experience, all right, we've used him like 10 times in the last 5 years. We use him for all our taco parties. I mean, it's just simple stuff like that.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, man. Well, now you don't have to serve hookah anymore at your parties. You can have us come and serve.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah.
With HookahJohn's products.
Yeah, one of the.
Are you like running around like when you set them up at the house, like because you have a family party or whatever, right? You set up 5 hookahs, let's say. Are you running around constantly with coals and
That's the
like
thing.
packing bowls and
the wife does the food and I do the smoke and the drink, so I'm always up and about. So
see, you don't get to enjoy yourself, John. That's where we come in, man.
Yeah, my parties are now smaller now. They're more intimate gatherings.
Yeah.
So I can actually sit and enjoy it. I've gotten shorter hookahs for the house it's easier to clean them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know what you guys go through, because sometimes I'll have a big, let's say Thanksgiving. I've got 10 hookahs out there. Just doing that is a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, man. And people try to bargain and, well, can you do it for this price? And it's like, no, man, we set our prices for a reason. It's tough, once we hit like, the 10 hookah, we want 2 servers there at the party to make sure they're walking around and make sure like nobody's ever saying, oh, it's burnt, or oh, I need coals,
But it's fun, it requires service while it's going.
Yeah.
A lot of, here's a situation a lot of lounges have been telling me. They're like, can you make your cubes even bigger? Like, why? It's just going to burn the head. They're like, well, it just saves us time on giving them new coals. I'm like, yeah, but you're burning their heads. All right, you're burning their tobacco.
Want them to buy a refill.
Yeah, I mean, you have an establishment, right?
Yeah.
You've got to provide the service, or else just put a sign out there, say, drop your money at the door and come back next time. I mean, that's what they're trying to go for. No, if you're going to get people to come pay you for a service, you've got to provide them with that.
Yeah. But I think probably what helps you out a lot too now, and we love the using that cloud, that lotus.
Right.
I mean, that's why you made these new bowls to fit the lotus perfect, right?
Right. Oh, yeah. That's something that I want to talk about with industry stuff that's like a little bothersome. Cloud Lotus came out with an awesome product, and they used great materials, and they charge a price for it. Mm-hmm. Okay. They've probably sold, I'm going to guess they've sold 1 million worldwide. I don't know. Maybe they can confirm or deny that. But for everyone they've sold, I bet you there's 10 copies out there, and they're selling for super cheap. And we don't know what kind of, there's 2 things wrong with that. Safety issues. I don't know what kind of products those copycat companies are using. The other thing is it's straight up theft. All right. Yeah. Cloud came out with a product that totally innovative. I don't know how long it took for them to do that or what kind of research and development they did, but I'm sure it wasn't just that simple, that easy. So they go through all this work, and then you get guys out here, let's say in the U.S. or in other parts of the world, saying, I can make this in China for half the price.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what a genius. You can do that for half the price. Yeah, you can cut the corners, and you can benefit financially off of somebody else's hard work. It's not smart. You're not a genius. All you are is ripping off other people's innovations and profiting from it. So it's not just the Cloud Lotus. There's a lot of products in the market that do that. So we try to not support companies that, like, as HookahJohn being a one-stop shop, I don't have all the other brands of Cloud Lotus knockoffs on our site.
Yeah.
Why
but
would
you can
support
get
them?
the Cloud Lotus on HookahJohn.com, though.
Oh, definitely,
Right?
definitely, yeah.
Cool.
And if you go to, I don't know, all these sites online, you can get them for half the price, or you go to downtown LA, you can get them for like $8.
You serious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're, who knows what kind of, I don't know, is there lead poisoning involved? Did anyone care to do any research?
Right.
I know Cloud did, so.
That's true, man. A lot of people try to cut corners, and then you don't even know what you're smoking.
And by the way, I don't want to bag on China. You can get anything made. Yeah, you can get anything made in China. You just got to pay for it.
Yeah.
Yes.
China puts out some good quality stuff, but people use China as a way to undercut the products that are being made in the U.S. or that are being designed in the U.S. and made with good products in China. So all it is cutting away at quality and cutting away at other people's creations.
And one thing I noticed about you, HookahJohn, is that you also educate the community on a lot of things. Because I learned so much just sitting here and just chatting with you. And that's why you have the circle of friends where hookah smokers are educating hookah smokers.
Definitely. Yeah.
And that's awesome.
Yeah, because I'm not the be-all, end-all of hookah. I know a lot, but I'm always monitoring the internet for other people's opinions. And there's so much misinformation about hookah because it's the internet. There's so much misinformation about everything on the internet. The good thing is what I try to do is like royalhookahforum.com. That's a site that our slogan there is your legitimate source for the hookah lifestyle. Because what we do is we filter through the misinformation that's there. Like, again, not naming names, but there's other groups on Facebook, there's other forums out there, and I'll read things that don't even make any sense. Let's say I have 2 brands of coal right now. I have Titanium, which is a premium grade coconut coal. Then I brought up CHX as an econo type coal. People are like, they'll say, well, these are John's rejects from Titanium. CHX are the rejects from Titanium. Like, where did you get that information? They're not even produced on the same island in Indonesia. They're so far 2 different manufacturers. They are not the same product. One is a premium and one is an econo. CHX works just fine for some people that don't want to dish out $13 or $14 a kilo. They're $8 a kilo. Some people are okay with that.
But that's cool because you're hitting both markets, sort of say. You're looking at, again, for the customer versus like, nope, I'm only selling these coals. It's like, no, I can give you still some great quality coals for a little bit better price.
Right.
Yeah.
And for me, personally, as a smoker, I go with the top quality. I go with Titanium. But at the same time, if there's so many crappy coconut coals on the market that I said, you know what, I'm not going to make a crappy one, but I will make an econo one. I will cut some corners a little bit just to make it affordable, and the consumer can be the judge to see if they will change or not. Both of them are selling real good, and there are people that will pay more, and there are people that don't see the need to pay more. And then other people will say, well, they're just titaniums in another box. They're that good. I'm like, they're not that good. They're not as good as titanium, and they're not the same product, just in a different box.
Yeah.
A lot of crappy coconut coals out there that just pop up. All they were last year's coconut coals, crappy coconut coals, by the same importer in a different box. That's all it is. We don't do that. We don't rebox and rebrand. If we're going to rebrand, it's going to be a totally different product.
Well, you're always going to have those haters out there, man, that are just going to say bullshit, and we can say that, right? It's podcast,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's podcast. You can say whatever you want.
They're always going to try to knock you down, and I guess another kind of question, because we're all, kind of young entrepreneurs, and we want to continue to grow in the hookah industry and plant our flag and keep moving forward and, aspire to be, all we can be, just like you there. But it's like, what obstacles would you say, if you don't mind me asking, like, what did you go through with your haters, or you're still going through haters? I saw a post the other day, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's, still people trying to, knock you down. And
Well, believe me, when I started, I didn't have haters. I mean,
of course, yeah.
Even, I
there's
started
nothing to hate
doing
in
so
the beginning,
good.
right?
Yeah, it was so good. Things were so good. And what actually happened was the real haters were other people in the industry. Like, I got so popular on one forum that they found excuses to get rid of me because of it was just them being threatened by my knowledge and my following that I'd gained off of their community. And so I took half of that community with me and opened up my own site. Now, as I've grown, there are people that don't like the drama, and I understand. I don't like the drama, too. We get into hookah fighting and all the time. But if I see something wrong, I will say something about it, and I'll get passionate about it, and they won't like it. Now, that was years ago. Now I see people trying to do what I did years ago, trying to get into all types of drama, and I've backed off of it.
Yeah.
People want to hate, they can hate. There's so many people who are reading and can sift through all the bullshit, and they're still buying from us. So we're still growing year after year.
Yeah.
And my haters have gotten bigger. So now it's like I take 5%
They've
of
multiplied.
my audience are haters.
Yeah.
You know?
I think I post something that says that every level there's a new devil. As you grow, there's going to be more challenges, more obstacles. And that's
Oh,
just
yeah.
part of it is.
Oh,
As
yeah.
you get bigger, they're not going to like you. They're going to try to knock you down.
Yeah. And they haven't yet, and I don't see them doing that anytime soon.
You know what hater stands for, right?
What?
Having anger towards everyone reaching success.
Nice. I like
Yeah.
that one. I'm going to use
Bam!
that one. I'm going to use that to my, with
You should put that on the wall.
I'm going to use that with my kids tonight. That's awesome.
How many kids do you have, if you don't mind me asking?
I have 3
Three
at this point.
boys, girls?
2 girls and a boy.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
I got 3 girls. You got to teach me the magic how to make
Nice.
boys. I know this guy. I got 4.
Yeah, I got 4 boys.
Right. Well, what you do is you take.
Wait. You want to mute your any kids? Leave the room right now.
No. This is a joke I heard from someone else. This is a personal one, but it's really funny. Let's see. This guy over here's got all these girls. So you act a professional like John, right? You're John.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, not to be confused with HookahJohn. So what you do is you get your wife ready and nice and prepped and have a nice. You've heard this joke before.
No, I haven't. Just
And
listen closely, babe.
No offense, Mrs. Kareem. I don't. This is pretty bad actually, but it's funny. Okay, so what you do, you get her nice and ready for a nice occasion. You have a couple drinks in her, have her do her hair, some nice perfume on, and nice sexy clothes, and that's when you call John to come over, and he'll take care of her from there. So, because John over here has
Not me, not me, babe.
Not to be confused with
Not to be
HookahJohn. I'm 1 out of 3 for boys, so I won't be providing that service.
Are you done? Would you say with kids, man? Or-
Yeah, I like the age that they're at.
They can go to the bathroom by themselves, right?
The youngest is 6, and so we get to do all the more active stuff now. I'm liking that stage a little bit more than the baby stage.
Yeah.
You know.
I think I seen the Puerto Vallarta video, right?
Right.
And I think you gave your son the camera, right? And he was, I'm pretty sure it was someone short. I'm guessing it's not
Right.
your wife. Filming you, right, in the
Right.
balcony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a long time ago. That was Puerto Vallarta.
I'm telling you, bro. I
That's
had a
at least
HookahJohn
5 years
marathon,
ago.
man.
So I took it way back.
Yeah. I'd have them get involved once in a while.
That's cool.
Um,
How do they
really
feel
like
like? Do you feel? Because sometimes I feel like people, my little girls, they'll be like, Monday nights we always meet up in my garage, smoke some hookah, and like, how are we gonna take over the world, right?
Right.
And my kid, my little girl, even my 3-year-old, she'll be like, Daddy, you gonna do the hookah? And it's funny, and like sometimes I'm like, is that bad? For them to see all that, or but your kids have been around it forever. I mean,
Right.
what do you feel about that?
Obviously they're kids and they're not smoking, and they do see it, and we explain to them what it is, and then tell them, it's an adult thing.
Yeah.
Pretty soon I'll be going into a stage that's a little bit more challenging, as my kids are not teenagers yet, but they're going to be soon, and then they'll probably be seeing it from outside, from other friends, and I just have to teach my kids, you don't do it now, your body's still growing. You don't want to disturb your growth as a youth, by doing that right now, and it's okay once you're an adult, do it, and everything in moderation. At this point, I stopped developing many years ago, so I think it's all right. I'm fine with
You're not gonna
smoking
be
every
6'8"
day.
no more, right?
Yeah, I'm fine with smoking every day. It's not. I need some kind of release, Besides work and family's all I got. So, I like to smoke.
Do you
my
always
hookah.
have? I see all your videos. You always have a hookah next to you. Do you? Is this you every day? Like you come
Yeah.
in, you got a hookah next to you, ready
Yeah,
to go?
and like times like this where I'm actually talking with people, I'll be smoking the whole time. But a lot of times I'll have a hookah going here, and I'll notice that I'm so busy that the coals will die out on the hookah with me only taking a few puffs. Because I can't take my face off the screen, or the phone is always ringing, and so the hookah is always running, but I'm not always smoking.
Yeah.
I try to as much as I can, but and then when I get home, I might do a little half-an-hour session at night.
Yeah.
And then when it's more social at home, then we have our gatherings where we'll smoke for a few hours during the day on a weekend, let's say. But yeah, with the kids, it's gonna be funny the reaction that, or the experiences that they get when other kids discover. Let's say my kids are in high school, and other people discover HookahJohn, and my kids are there. They're gonna be like, "That's my dad."
Yeah.
You know, is that a good experience or a bad experience? Will that be good or bad? So I'll tell them to keep it secret as much as they can.
Yeah.
You know, why should they say?
Because
Anything?
you're kind of a celebrity, man. You're kind of a big deal.
In a small way, in a very small world, and in the hookah world,
In the hookah world.
kind of, but not as much as you think. I mean, most of the people listening that are active online that are looking for it find me, but I don't. It's not like when I'm like closing up, people are outside waiting, flashing
Taking pictures,
Yeah,
no paparazzi?
It's not like that.
All right. We'll try that.
Only us.
Yeah, it probably happens like once or twice a year where I'll be in public and someone will say, "Hey, you're HookahJohn." You know, that's it.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen that often.
Do you like people to call you like HookahJohn, or are you always like, dude, just call me John?
No, if it's hookah related, I don't mind. It's funny.
Like
you know?
family members and stuff. Your kids don't
Oh,
say,
man.
"Hey, HookahJohn."
No, but what was it? I was at a family gathering the other day, and their younger kids came down. Their younger kids are in their 20s or late teens. And I said, "Hey, what's up?" I hadn't seen them for a while. They're like, "HookahJohn, what's up?" But like those people don't have to call me HookahJohn. They know me as John.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, but it's funny to see because they've discovered that
What your
hey,
kids are gonna step into.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they've discovered that, oh my God, this is our family friend, and he's actually HookahJohn. He's actually famous in hookah.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, it's all good. Everything is positive. Everyone's doing good. Business is good. Personal life is good. The Clipper game, yeah. That was one time. We were in the bathroom at the Staples Center, and me and my friends were having some fun and drinking, and I'm at the urinal, and they were kids, weren't they? They were like 15, 16. They're like, "Oh my God, it's HookahJohn." in the bathroom. Did they take a picture?
While you're at the urinal?
As he was going.
He's like this.
But yeah, that was like once that year. That was in 2014 that happened. That was the one example of it.
So if you don't mind me asking, like, what's next for HookahJohn? What is it that you're chasing right now? What's driving you, or what keeps you going right now? Let's say, I don't know if it's a short-term goal or a long-term goal.
Mhm.
Where do you see yourself, let's say, 3 to 5 years from now?
Right. Well, I'm not going to use specifics because there are some things we are specifically working on.
Okay.
And the thing is, if you start telling people what they are, you're setting up an audience of people who are going to try to attack that or try to beat me to it.
Yeah, most
So I
definitely.
won't get into that. But yeah, there's definitely some innovations coming out, some new products coming out. There always has to be something new and fresh.
Most definitely.
So I'm not just sitting here taking the orders, processing the orders. We're not like that. We're trying to come up, and I use my staff too as well for inspiration, and all the guys online too for coming up with new products. Hookah's pretty simple. On the one hand, all it is the pipe and the bowl and tobacco and water. And but on the other hand, there's so much room for improvement that it just takes some time to be creative and come up with something new. I mean, look at all of the tobacco brands out there. They're coming up with new flavor. It's challenging for them. I mean, you get someone like Starbuzz, over 100 flavors, Tangier's over 100 flavors. I can only imagine what their challenges are in coming up with a new flavor or a new flavor name or something different to their line because they've already done so much.
Yeah.
Alfacker, on the other hand, has been doing almost the same thing for so many years. In fact, Alfacker seemed that way, but lately in the last year when they changed their packaging, I think they improved their product, but they never said anything about it. I just discovered it myself. So they don't even tell you that they're improving their products. But when I do it, I'm loud about it. I come out and tell you about it and why it's better, and then give you the decision. It's available. It's for sale. If you want it, try it out for yourself.
Once it's ready.
But yeah, 3 to 5 years. What goals are, long-term goals on that is making the whole industry better. I'd like to work with some other people, whether they're competitors or not, to come up with some things to improve our industry, because there's a lot of stuff that are holding it back. We've
Most
got,
definitely.
like I said before, we've got anti-smoking campaigns. There's a lot of taxes involved with tobacco. That's fine. We just got to make it to where it's positive and it's still readily available. Other countries tax it like 100 or 300%. That stops the growth of it, and I don't know what the point is of all that. But there's always room for improvement, and I'm constantly working on it. But the betterment of our industry is what I'm looking for.
That's true. Because we feel the same way. I mean, there are times when like Kimo say, we did 41 venues last week, and we're a small company compared to what we want to be.
Right.
And there's people that would contact us from Vegas, from Dallas, from other parts, and say, "Hey, can you cater us?" I'm like, I mean, if you fly us all out there.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. There's just not enough money in hookah.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking about getting into hookah, don't. All right. There's enough competition. And I don't really mean that. If you can come up with something great, by all means, come up with something great, because there is room for improvement in our industry.
There is, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to figure a way out to get what we do at nightclubs and bars and venues all across the United States. And so we're working on something too. We'll let everyone know as well, but that's our main thing. We're just like you, HookahJohn. I think we just want to build something that everyone can be like, hey, we're having fun, we're smoking hookah, and we are hanging out with a lot of people that are doing this, that want to do the same thing. That's it. And we want to make it a positive environment. That's the most important thing as
Right.
well.
And we want it to go mainstream too.
Yeah.
Just like there's craft beers out there. There's restaurants that are doing more of don't tell me I can't find the word for it. More kitchen-like food, like home kitchen food, stuff like that. Not just run-of-the-mill, not turn and burn, not fast food, not mass-produced. We want to get it into where people are true hobbyists. People are enthusiasts. We want to make it like that. So, I mean, look at the cigar industry. I mean, that's a big industry.
Yes.
And people are really, they become connoisseurs in it. And that's what we want to do. So it's up to us in the industry to bring more products for that to happen. All right.
Cut. She
So-
needs her order.
Oh, okay. Let me print it up. All right, we can keep going. I can
Okay.
work and talk at the same time. I usually do that.
All the time mentality here. All the
do
time.
some more because it is closing time at HookahJohn, but we can still continue on with the podcast here.
All right. Awesome.
Sure, man. I just want to say thanks for. I know you shut down at 4, and I was like, please, man. We'll get there at 3, and as long as we get you out of here by 5,
Yeah.
you were good to go. So I
right.
would just want to, before we end everything in a couple minutes, just a huge thank you for you taking the time to. I mean, you're obviously extremely busy, man, and I totally get that, and just thank you for taking the time to stay with us for an hour.
Yeah, no problem. I really appreciate that you guys did come by. It is hard to do the scheduling, but I know you guys are doing a good job of trying to make something happen here. As far as you guys are doing the same thing, like you said, as I am. You're educating the community out there. You're bringing information to the people. I mean, not everybody online knows as much as we may think they do. So you're bringing in this info about me, about your company. So yeah, anytime. I'm really appreciative that you guys came by to do this with me.
Thanks, man. I feel like I learned a lot. I don't know. I'm sure we all did.
Yeah, most definitely.
A
A lot of nuggets.
A lot of nuggets from you, John, and it's HookahJohn. Sorry, not to be confused with JP over here to my left.
We just call me JP.
But yeah, man, like something that I know Vince kind of brought it up that we're working on to bring out to everybody, because I feel the reason why you're known, or maybe the reason why you are gaining more and more haters, is because because you continue to grow, but because you're in the new age, like you're in the YouTube, the internet, that like everyone else that's quiet and selling stuff, they're not making noise, like you were saying, and I think that's a huge thing to do. That's why we're kind of we're putting together. I don't know if you've heard of something called Udemy.
No, what is that?
No. Actually, that's why I invited my buddy David Vu over here. It's basically a platform where, like you're saying, you're always wanting to educate, right? I learned the other week, watching another HookahJohn marathon, about coals, right? I mean, I didn't know this, but when your coals are gray versus when they're, nice and brown, you didn't like the brown coals,
Right.
right? And that's because they're either 100% coconut nara or coconut, or they're, got some
Fillers and
fillers
stuff
in there.
Yeah.
I had no idea. And last time I was cooking coals, I was like, "Look, guys, look! It's what HookahJohn said."
Right. Yeah. There's so much to that. See, what's funny is I learned along the way too, and I've learned to say certain things from manufacturers. Now, what I'm learning along the way, just because a manufacturer tells you that, it may or may not be as true as the other manufacturer told me. So, yeah, I think that is true to an extent, but at the same time, there's even more information.
Yeah.
Coconut coals come from different islands. They have those different islands have different weather patterns depending on the time of the year. So I could be wrong with that statement, not totally right, but people got to keep in mind it is a natural product and it does change throughout processing. So even these are titaniums. Are they? Would you call that brown or gray or white? They're not white.
I'd say grayish.
Grayish brown, yeah. But
Yeah.
they're same old titaniums.
Yeah.
So maybe what I said was maybe they were brown when we first got them. Maybe certain batches are brown.
Yeah.
But according to my manufacturer, they're 100% coconut coal.
Yeah. That's cool, man.
I think that's where you get down into the science of actually making a product. And again, like you said, there could be so many different elements that we could not even know of that could change that. Something simple, like you said, as to we're brown or gray. But as long as at least you feel comfortable, that you are getting the right product, the organic, or what's going inside of your product, I guess that's where it counts. Is that where it's like I am 100% sure that my customers are gonna from me.
Yeah. Well, again, thanks for coming by and doing this. And you guys have. I'm gonna put this on my site if you give me a link to it.
Absolutely.
And
most
then
definitely.
again, if you guys are for Hookah Cater, what's your area? Just Southern California?
Yeah.
Yeah, for now.
OCLAIE.
Yeah, we're
Oh,
pretty
take
much
care of
all
that.
in that old region.
And what's your site? I mean, the company name is Bring the Fire.
Yeah, Bring the Fire. BringTheFire.com. At Bring the Fire.
And we'll have all
It's
those
just-
links down at the
Yeah,
bottom.
most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
And
So, yeah.
how
if
can
you
people
guys-
find you, HookahJohn?
What's that?
How can people find you?
Oh, it's very simple. HookahJohn.com.
All right.
Simple. There it is.
Yeah.
I'll put that in the show notes.
Yeah, and also, like I said, if you guys need some of you guys that aren't so much into hookah, maybe some of the older people that have money and that pay for services when they have big events, you guys should bring a company like Bring the Fire out there, and they'll hook you up with a great event, and because they definitely know what they're doing. And I'm gonna go out to one of your events, like the one you said at Rooftop,
Thanks, man. Yeah.
downtown LA. That just
Yeah,
sounds
most
like a good
definitely.
time.
Yeah, it is.
All
I mean,
right.
although we serve the electronic bowls there, we'll make sure to have some regular hookah there for you.
Sure, no worries. All right, guys.
Again, the regulations.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate it again. Thanks for coming out.
Thank you,
Thanks,
HookahJohn.
Appreciate your time, man. Definitely.
Mr. John.
We'll
All right.
see you guys. All right,
BDF
bro.
podcast is out.
All right.
All
Take
right,
us out
see
with a
you
bong hit. Take us out with a hookah hit.
It is bong, right?
It is.
guys. All right. Thanks, guys.